wing center, Colin Cook. Left wing wearing number 2, Jeff Perry. And right wing number 18, Todd Kahle. Hartford, the rest of the Hartford Hurricanes. They are coached by Mr. Doug Heavyside. Introducing the home Mill River Minutemen. In goal, wearing number 33, John Turgeon. Playing defense, wearing number 15, Ian Whitehorn. The trainer, wearing number 11, Tony Russo. Wearing number 10, playing center, David Harlow. Left wing, number 19, Keith LaBelle. And wearing number 20, playing right wing, Andy McDevitt. And the rest of the Mill River Minutemen, they are coached by Mr. Joe Ferrer with assistant coaches Kurt Bombardi and Jerry Jacquard. Our officials tonight are Mr. Anderson and Mr. Teeter. And now we have Ms. Kahle LaBelle to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so broadly beheld at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flame, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
Thank you.
Tape for telecast at a later date, and Jim Kahle is the cameraman. It'll be on Channel 15 as we're set to go for Game 1, Mill River and Hartford.
Should be a pretty good matchup. I had both of them in scrimmages before the season, and I've had Mill River once, I think, up in Barrie when they played Montpelier. They had a pretty easy time of that, 8-1 as I remember, so this should be a pretty good matchup.
So if you look at comparative scores, they both beat the same teams in the league, Montpelier and Mount Mansfield, and comparative scores, they seem to be evenly matched. Doug Teeter and Dave Anderson are the referees.
That's Mr. Snapple, by the way.
Yes, it is. So Mr. Snapple can do no wrong. He can call,
I can't say
game misconducts right away and be no game.
And I can't say a word because he's sponsoring the show here.
That's right. That's capitalism.
He's a good official, obviously, though.
John Turgeon is in goal for Mill River. We failed to mention John, the starting goaltender for Mill River in the starting lineups. And again, Ryan McGrath for Hartford, as Hartford is going left to right as we look out here in the first period. And the Minutemen going right to left. Quickly, it's in the Hartford zone as the Hurricanes look to skate it out. Todd Nellette sent it back to Garrity. Far boards. And now it's poked away, and Jeff Perry with it. Swats it around right wing for Todd Nellette and clears it out to center where Tony Russo plays the puck for Mill River. And Russo on the right to Cam Whitehorn, and he dumps the puck all the way in, and McGrath will leave it for one of his defensemen as it would have gone wide anyway. Sends it off right wing side, wanted to go to Nellette. The Mill River Minutemen are in forechecking here. As again, back forward is Garrity. Garrity swats it around left wing side, intended for Perry. Kept in by McDevitt, knocked away. Perry grabs it again for Hartford. Starts it out left wing side and gets it out to center as he got it onto the stick of Nellette. And a quick shot over the line was Colin Cook. It went wide. as the Hartford Hurricanes have it in the Mill River zone. The centering pass intended for Shaddy went right by him, and it comes out of the zone as Harlow skates it down over the red line, over the Hartford line, and he dumps it in, and it goes wide of Ryan McGrath, goes to the end board, and here come the Hurricanes the other way. Out to center for the Hurricanes, and tapping it ahead was T.J. Kendrick to the left wing side. Jason Shaddy back to Kendrick in the left wing circle, sent it to the near corner. Wanted to connect there with Dyer. Comes out to the right point now to Obar, and Obar shoots it in, and it's deflected to the far corner. Cam Whitehorn over for it for Mill River. Gets it out to Powers at center, poked away at the line, and dumped into the zone by Hartford's Justin Caruso. In behind John Turgeon, and back forward is Tony Russo. Russo set it left wing side for Rao, almost stolen away in the zone by Sebastian Bradley. All the way to the Hartford line it goes. Here come the Hurricanes the other way. Josh Hardy from the line shoots it in. Turgeon makes the save, and the rebound is swatted out of there by John Powers all the way back down to the Hurricane zone as McGrath swats it around right wing side up for Josh Hardy as the Hurricanes have it in their own zone. No score early going game one of our doubleheader. Top of the left wing circle. The Otters, the Mill River Minutemen had it for a moment. They call him more the ex-Otter coach here. Reminded me of that. I was going to introduce him as the ex-Otter coach and referee as well. Comes out to center, and now back forward is Andy McDevitt at his own line for Mill River. Over the red line, over the Hartford line. Andy McDevitt down the middle, and he couldn't get a shot away as he went to the prone position down the slot. Now the Hurricanes try to skate out of there with it. Aldrich manages to clear it out to center, and back forward is Kahle at the red line. Dumps it back into the zone, and Aldrich sends it all the way to the Mill River line where Russo dumps it in off McDevitt. Now to Justin Saber, and wanted to go back to McDevitt. Coming out of the cage is Ryan McGrath, and he covers up. No score, 12:08 remaining in the first period.
We got our first penalty, I think, coming up. I believe one of the Hartford players is going to go off for hooking here.
And going off for Hartford will be Sebastian Bradley for hooking, so the Minutemen go on the power play. I was thinking of Otters because Brian Collymore, of course, ex-Otter coach, and inadvertently, I think I almost said Otters a couple of times. Andy McDevitt, did he play for you in his early years? That's one of the things I was thinking about.
Oh, he was still an 8th grader, I think, when Matt was like a junior.
So Matt McDevitt, of course, his older brother played for you as the Otter coach. As the Minutemen are on the power play, the shot off the end board and shot in front. Harlow, and the save by Ryan McGrath, and he covers up.
That's Mill River's first shot on goal in the game. Hartford has tested Turgeon twice.
And the draw will come to the left of Ryan McGrath in the Hartford Hurricane zone. Harlow off the draw, gets it out to Whitehorn along the far boards, dumps it to the far corner off the dasher board. Caruso trying to dig it out of there. Whitehorn comes back over. The Minutemen are on the power play. Whitehorn along the far boards. Gets it to the right wing circle. Now the quick shot by Harlow off the give and go. Hit the glass behind the cage. And the Hurricanes clear it back down the length of the ice. LaBelle, McDevitt, Whitehorn, Russo, and also Harlow in on the Mill River power play. Minute 25 left on the Mill River power play. 11:30 left first period, no score. Back forward is Tony Russo on the far boards, kept in by T.J. Kendrick. Russo tried to send it ahead to LaBelle. LaBelle manages to squeeze it out to center for Harlow to McDevitt now. Over the line, McDevitt on Obar. Along the near boards, gets it to Harlow, left wing circle. Trying to send it cross ice to LaBelle at the right wing circle. Trying to clear it out of there is Caruso on the far boards. And over for T.J. Kendrick. He can't clear. Otters send it to the end board. The Minutemen do. I still have that in my mind. Obar, they try to clear it out, get it out to center. 47 seconds left on the Mill River power play. It came out of the zone, and it's offside Mill River. That's what we get for having the ex-Otter coach. I can't get the Otters out of my mind here.
I'm sorry, I'm messing you up.
10:52 left first period, no score. 45 seconds left on the Mill River power play.
Still 2-1 shots on goal. Hartford with the early edge here. Things pretty even Steven, though, down below.
Justin Sabrin in with Mike Rao. The Whitehorn and Kahle at the points. John Powers, Sabrin, Powers, and Rao with Kahle and Whitehorn at the points. Now McDevitt comes on. I don't know what that discussion.
That was a mouth guard, and you got to have him in. And Davey Henderson is one of the officials that you better have him in when you're on the ice.
So now McDevitt has to come onto the ice. He'll take the draw. 45 seconds left on the Mill River power play. Off the draw, it goes to Rao just outside the line, dumps it into the Hartford zone. Hurricanes try to clear, knocked down by McDevitt. Finally cleared out by the Hurricanes. Off the stick of Whitehorn. On a chase, Parry over the line, bumped by Whitehorn. Over for his Powers. It's in the Mill River zone. In behind John Turgeon. 28 seconds left on the Mill River power play. Left wing pass for Rao, deflected. Now it goes from Powers out to McDevitt over the red line, over the Hartford line. Right wing, top of the right wing circle shot goes in off the boards in behind the goaltender. Garrity tried to swing it out of there, kept in by Kahle to Rao. Powers couldn't get a stick on it, kept alive by Whitehorn to the far corner for Powers. 5 seconds left in the power play. Powers lost it to Ahar. Ahar tried to clear it away. Finally, the Hurricanes do clear it all the way in. Penalty over. Colin Cook with it. Both teams at full strength, but back to steal is Kahle on a nice play. And we have a whistle as I believe that was dislodged. Yep, the cage came off the mooring. Mill River and Hartford, no score. Game 1 of our doubleheader. 9:59 left in the first period. So Mill River with a power play opportunity, and they were unable to cash in.
And they really didn't do much with it, to be honest. They had an early flurry when they had a face-off in that zone, but other than that, a lot of neutral zone play and a lot of play in their own zone. So 0 for 1 so far tonight, a man up.
Harlow in to take the draw with T.J. Kendrick just outside the Mill River line. Goes to the red line. And Hartford's Justin Caruso dumps it in behind Turgeon. Back for it is Russo. In the forechecking for the Hurricanes is Luke Dyer. Sending him behind the cage. Kahle now. Lost it to Kendrick. Tried to squeeze it in front. Now Harlow with it. Starts it off right wing side for McDevitt. Bumped at the line. Got it out to center though to Keith LaBelle along the near boards. And he dumps it into the Hartford zone. In forechecking McDevitt. He's bumped there by Dyer. They bump into each other, but McDevitt has it. Sends it to LaBelle. And quick shot goes in wide. And it comes around the boards now. Shaddy with it. Looking to skate it out for the Hartford Hurricanes. Shaddy up the middle. Shaddy from outside the red line dumps it into the Mill River zone where Kahle finds it and dumps it back into the Hurricane zone. There's a backboard Josh Obar for the Hurricanes in behind his own goaltender, Ryan McGrath. Sends it around right wing side for Shaddy. Shaddy wanted to send it ahead, but it was kept in by Sabrin. But backboard Luke Dyer, he lost it over. Powers can't quite skate it down top of the slot. Here come the Hurricanes the other way as it's backhanded into the Mill River zone. Backboard now is Tony Russo. Russo in behind his own goaltender as the Hurricanes change up. Pass almost intercepted in the zone by Cook. Finally, it's knocked out to center. In a backboard, Chris Ahar sent it right wing side for Garrity, and Garrity dumps it into the Mill River zone. As backboard is Kahle, dumps it around. Kept in nicely on the far boards by Nillette. Puck comes loose. Sabrin now dumps it around near boards. Over forward is Garrity. Garrity sent it in behind Turgeon. There forward is Nillette. Tried to send it in front. Knocked away. Out to the left point. Ahar fires in wide. It comes along the near boards now. Over forward Rao, and he clears it out to center all the way back down into the Hartford zone, and this will be icing. Whistle down against the Minutemen. Will have the draw back in the Mill River zone to the left of goaltender John Turgeon. No score, 8-12 left first period. Mill River and Hartford.
And shots even now at 2 apiece. Again, pretty even. We thought it might be this way. A lot of neutral zone play and a lot of turnovers, but no real excellent scoring chances either way.
Draw to the left of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone, and it's controlled by the Minutemen as Russo sends it around far boards. The Minutemen look to clear it out, and finally it's tapped out. McDevitt tried to skate it down, poked away by Obar. Now Whitehorn got it into the Hartford zone, and backboard Josh Obar for the Hurricanes. Obar right wing pass for Josh Hardy. Hardy sends it out to center, left wing side now, right onto the stick nicely there of Aldrich, and he dumps it in behind Turgeon. Russo now taps it along the near boards. Wanted to come up for Whitehorn, tapped back to the, wanted to come up to LaBelle, tapped in behind Turgeon, and then forechecking is Sebastian Bradley. Comes out finally to the left point to Caruso. His shot is deflected back out to center where Josh Obar has it and dumps it back into the Mill River zone. Backboard is Russo. Russo right wing side as the Hurricanes change up again. Russo gets it out to center for the Minutemen, out to McDevitt. McDevitt had it poked away by T.J. Kendrick and grabbed it at the line and sends it in behind Ryan McGrath. Backboard is Lyle Garrity for the Hurricanes. Tries to clear it out. Kept in by Round-No. It came out of the zone upside Mill River. We'll have the draw just outside the Hartford line with 7:09 left first period. No score.
Mr. Staple was right on that blue line. I thought it was good, but Oh, I get a bad angle.
Where's the account?
No, I get a bad angle from here. I'm sure he had a much better view of it.
We will congratulate Chip Kahle with a nice carpeting job here in the press box. We have an opportunity. Thanks a lot. Chipper. Shaddy handed out to center, but knocked back into the zone by the Minutemen all the way in on McGrath, and he leaves it for Lyle Garrity. Garrity swats it out right wing side, intended for Dyer, kept in by the Minutemen right in front. Powers trying to get a stick on it, grabs it near corner. Back for it again is Shaddy, and Shaddy starts it out right wing side for the Hurricanes. Sends it out to center, tapped over the red line. Dyer overskated in this offside Hartford. Yes, we, of course, have the brand-new press box here at the Royce Mandigo Arena, and to help soundproof the box a little bit, the Chipper carpeted the entire thing.
This is like my living room now.
I think it did deaden the sound a bit, too, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
So we thank the Chipper. Carpet kick. Off the draw. Harmo gets it all the way into the Hartford zone. Back for Caruso. McDevitt in forechecking. Caruso goes down. McDevitt for a corner. McDevitt sent it to the circle. Harmo couldn't skate it down. LaBelle is spun around at the slot. Still in the Hartford zone. Hurricanes finally get it out to center. Over the line now is Cook. Cook avoids a check from Whitehorn, and back for it is John Kahle. Kahle lost it there to Cook as the center along the far boards comes out of the zone and swatted back in by Josh Obar in behind Turgeon. Cam Whitehorn controlling for the Minutemen. Starts it off right wing side. Whitehorn up to center. He's bumped along the far boards. Got the puck across the red line. Dumped to the Mill River line. Now McDevitt with it. McDevitt skates it right to left. Now Harlow with it at the red line. Back to McDevitt. McDevitt sent it to LaBelle, and he backhands it into the Hartford zone. In behind McGrath. That boy was Caruso, and he got hit along the far boards. And I'm going to whistle because, again, the cage came off the mooring.
Face-off will be inside the Hartford zone. Shots even. It's still a 2 apiece with 5:45 left here and no score.
5:45 left in the first period. Game 1 of our doubleheader. MSG and Rutland to follow. It's Mill River and Hartford in Game 1. Justin Sabrin in to take the draw for the Minutemen to the right of Ryan McGrath. And off the draw, Rao tried to skid it down, but Sabrin with it near corner. Sabrin in deep, tried to center it. Top of the slot, Powers. He goes down as he's bumped. Hurricanes get it out to center. Pass comes too far for Aldrich, all the way into the Minutemen zone, and back for it is John Kahle. Kahle sent it out left wing side for Rao. It's poked back to Kahle in behind his own goaltender. Sends it right wing side for Powers as the Minutemen get it out to center. Pass doesn't quite make it to Rao. Lyle Garrity sent it to the Mill River line where Russo swats it out to center, deflected right to Rao, his own side of the red line. Gets it to the red line, fires all the way in on Ryan McGrath, and he has to make a relatively tough save there. Fredo Garino, back for it, sent it off left wing side for Aldrich. Got it out to center, LaBelle steals. At the line now, McDevitt. McDevitt along the far boards on Garino, changes direction, and he gets off a slow backhanded shot on McGrath, and McGrath makes the easy save and covers up. We'll have the draw to the left of the Hartford goaltender, Ryan McGrath.
Now, see, I don't know, I wouldn't count that as a shot. It was more of a pass to go in front, but I'm not sure if he hadn't stopped it, if it would have just gone through the crease.
Why not? It had enough energy.
Yeah, well, that's true, too.
Harlow on the draw for the Minutemen to the left of McGrath. Along the far boards, Shaddy couldn't chase it down. Harlow top of the slot, fires in wide. Knocked away, it's off the end board along the near boards now. Dyer tries to clear it out, and did he clear it out? Well, it was Kahle knocked it back in, but finally comes back out again as Dyer got it all the way to the Mill River line. Now Shaddy skates it over the Mill River line. He's got Dyer in front, but he's bumped along the near boards. And out to the right point, the shot comes in by Obar, and the save by Turgeon in the midsection, and he hangs on. On the draw to the left of the Mill River goaltender, John Turgeon. No score, 4:28 left first period. Jack Healey, former Otter coach, Brian Collmore, now best. How long has it been since you coached the Otters now anyway? It's been
92.
Yeah, 92, so it's been 3 or 4 years. The draw to the left of John Turgeon. In the Mill River zone, Russo now to Sabrin, swats it around far boards, too far for Whitehorn. Kept in there by Caruso. Now with it was Dyer to Shaddy. Now Sabrin with it. Bumps it along near boards now, in behind his own goaltender to the left wing side. I wanted to get for Rao, but there to keep it in was Kendrick, and in behind the cage, Shaddy. It's knocked away along the far boards there. Forward is Caruso. Up to right by Dyer in behind Turgeon. Over for it is Russo, but Kendrick steals. TJ Kendrick had it poked away at the circle. Out to the right point, though, to Olbar. Center along the near boards for Dyer. Skates it right to left. Sends it out to the left point. Caruso shot goes in, saved by Turgeon. But we got a whistle. We have a man in the crease.
Well, a penalty. I'm not sure.
Penalty's coming up.
I'm not sure. Well, we'll see where it goes. That looks like a crease. So that shot won't count. 3-3 shots on goal, and not a lot of offense in this game so far. You know, a lot of...
we were talking about, yet again, no score, 3:43 left in the first period. We were talking about the connection between Mill River and the Otters. McDevitt, also there's a Sabrin connection. And Whitehorn, too.
Yes.
Cam Whitehorn played for
Yes, yes, he did.
Cam Whitehorn, who has the puck right now for Mill River. And Whitehorn changes direction, his own zone, tries to clear it out. Kicked in by Ahar. No, it came out of the zone, offside Hartford. Justin Sabrin didn't play, but his older brother Nate played for you. Andy McDevitt didn't play for you for the Otters, but Matt did. But there is a connection. Cam White, I knew I could find a connection out there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Cam Whitehorn, who is now a senior, played for you as a freshman, right?
Yep.
With the Otters, of course. It's been 4 or 5 years, as we mentioned, since Brian coached the Otters. As the puck is in the Hartford zone, and the Mill River Minutemen were buzzing around. Now McDevitt with it along the near boards, out to Russo along the line, midpoint, fires in, stop, and fanned on after it was deflected by a defenseman, he fanned on it after that. Ahar sends it out to center, over the line is Parry. Parry sends it right in front, overskating it down the slot was Nollet. Nollet gets it back, though, is at the end board. In behind Turgeon, center right in front, cleared away, kept in at the point, and the shot comes in wide by Ahar. Back in front, Russo on a nice play, clears it away, and swatting it around the boards is Garrity. Off the dasher board to the far corner, Parry. Parry now set it for Sebastian Bradley. Bradley wanted to go back to Parry. Now over forward is Nollet. Nollet in behind Turgeon, set it in front, he scores! Todd Nollet scoring for Hartford. Hartford leads it 1-0 with 2:30 remaining here in the first period. It looked like he tried to send it in front, and it hit either the stick or the skate of Turgeon and went in. Nollet on the goal for the Hartford Hurricanes, I do believe, as they draw first blood here. They lead it 1-0.
Mill River kind of got caught running around. We'll wait for the announcement. I thought
he said 7-18. Play back in. Hartford has the puck in the Mill River zone quickly. As Bradley sent it to the top of the slot. Puck knocked down, and finally the Minutemen clear it out to center, and back forward Carino sends it in behind Turgeon. It's around the boards. Keel trying to skate over for it for the Minutemen. It went in behind the cage. Now the Minutemen control, and Powers has it deflected up over the glass and out of play. I thought it was Nollet on the goal from Sebastian Bradley, but it might have been the other way around.
Well, I thought it was Nollet unassisted, because he kind of walked out from behind the net with it and slid it right across the goal crease, and it just found the far corner and slid right underneath John Turgeon's stick. So it is 1-0 anyway. We'll get a clarification as we get along
the end of the first period. Now Sebastian Bradley on the draw with Harlow to the right of Turgeon. Done it to Russo. Russo clears all the way back down into the Hartford zone, and back forward is Olbar. Less than 2 minutes remaining. First period, Hartford has a 1-0 lead. Harlow at center, dumps it into the Hartford zone. In a back forward and dumping it out is Olbar all the way into the Mill River zone. Russo, his pass too far from McDevitt at the red line, and goes all the way to the Hartford zone, length of the ice, icing against the Minutemen. Will have the draw to the right of the Mill River goaltender John Turgeon. I think we have to teach Doug Teeter.
Yeah, I don't know what that signal was like, keeping it a secret.
And we wanted the goal scorer first and then the assist, and I think he might have done it the other way around. We'll have to double check at the end of the period. Is TJ Kendrick on the draw with Harlow to the right of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone. And at 44 left first period. Off the draw, Russo over forward. Trying to get it out to LaBelle, kept in by the Hurricanes. Kendrick, who went back to Russo, out to LaBelle. Bell skates it out to center, stands on the pass initially, gets it to the red line and dumps it to the Hartford zone in behind McGrath. McGrath leaves it for Ahar. Harlow is in forechecking, so is McDevitt on a battle there with Kendrick. Kendrick goes down far corner, and over forward is Ahar. Send it out to Shaddy. Shaddy retreats in behind his own goaltender. And relentless forechecking there by Harlow as he had it near corner, tried to send it out to the point, but stolen away by Dyer up over the red line, over the Mill River line, and they're offside. As ahead of the play on the left wing side was Chris Ahar on the draw just outside the Mill River zone. 1-0 Hartford with 1:05 left in the first period. Game one of our doubleheader, MSJ and Rutland to follow. We'll have a 7th Player Award winner for Mill River at the end of the game. Brought to you by H.A. Eddy Energy Fast Break and also a J.P. Carrera and Sons MVP at the end of the game. As Colin Cook in to take the draw with Justin Sabrin off the draw. It went to Caruso, dumps it into the Mill River zone. Back forward is Kahle, sends it in behind his own goaltender to Russo out left wing side to Rao. Rao dumps it off the near boards all the way into the Hartford zone, and back forward is Obar. 50 seconds left in the first period. Obar spins around and sends it up over the glass and out of play.
So with 46 seconds left, the draw right inside the Hartford blue line, and line one will come back out from Mill River.
McDevitt, LaBelle, and Harlow. Russo and also John Keel with the points. I'll tell you, Russo, I swear, if I remember correctly from last year, played most of the time. It seems he's out on the ice all the time. And the draw to the right of Ryan McGrath in the Hartford zone. Harlow taking the draw for the Mill River Minutemen. 46 seconds left first period. Hartford has a 1-0 lead. McDevitt goes to his knees at the right wing circle. It's poked away. Out to the point, out of Keel. Backhands it to the left wing circle. So the Hurricanes try to clear it out. Russo couldn't keep it in at the point. It's out to center, but Russo grabs it and dumps it for LaBelle at the line. LaBelle skates it into the Hartford zone. 25 seconds left in the first period. Pinned up along the near boards. And is trying to dig it out, and finally digging it out is Josh Obar. Swung it around. It took a funny bounce off the far boards. Harlow to McDevitt, right wing circle. Was shot saved by Ryan McGrath, a beauty. And here come the Hurricanes out the other way. Parry over the Mill River line. Parry shoots it in, deflected to the end board as it went wide of Turgeon. Nollet was in for checking. Bump goes in behind Turgeon. Keel swings it around, and that's the end of the first period. After one, our score here in game one of our doubleheader, Hartford 1 and Mill River 0. We'll be back to talk about it after this timeout.
Yeah, is Wendell, I bet Wendell's asking him right now to correct that goal. He is, of course he is. I can see him over there.
See, he's another Otter connection. He's also the PA guy for the Otter game.
I'll tell you what, he's a remarkable guy. A lot of people, once their sons or daughters are done with us, you never see him again. He's continued to come down and work both the Otter games and also the Mill River games.
How about Ernie Sewell? Huh?
Yeah.
Sitting to our left here in the press box. He'll be the cameraman for game 2. Mill River going left to right here in the second period as we look out. The Hurricanes going right to left. 1-0 Hurricanes. Nollet on that goal as the Hurricanes control, and Dyer from outside the blue line fires all the way in on Turgeon and made the save, left it for Russo. Dyer in for checking, and it poked away to the end board. Kendrick over forward in behind the cage. Shaddy. Now Dyer got it back and sent it in front. We have a whistle. And again,
that's
yep.
I think we're going to get deeper pins or something, and that seemed to move a lot tonight.
Yet on the other hand, you don't want somebody to...
No, that's true.
I suppose if they don't go off the mooring, people would be broken up quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember the old days. They were, too.
Go out to the left of John Turgeon in the Mill River zone, and the far boards. LaBelle tried to send it out, kept in by Obar. Fires in, deflected to the far corner. Russo over forward, tried to clear it out. Back to Obar, though, at the right point. Lines it up, deflected to the line. Obar kept it in. On the way through, they swat at it as Dyer sent it wide of Turgeon. Now Russo wanted to get it out to McDevitt, went off him, and it's in deep as Shaddy tried to center it for T.J. Kendrick. Kendrick is bumped by Russo as the puck goes to the far corner. Dyer trying to dig it out. They're all pinned up for boards. At the corner, came in behind the goaltender now, and Dyer goes to his knees as Justin Sabrin came over. Finally, well, the Minutemen can't clear. Yes, they did. Obar tried to knock it down at the line, but it came out of the zone, and it's offside Hartford as Obar skated back into the Mill River zone as the Minutemen change up Rao and Powers and Kahle. Again, tonight's game being taped for telecast at a later date on Channel 15, and Jim Kahle is our cameraman.
Tony Russo got away with one, I think, in the corner. He gave one of the Hartford players a little love grip, but neither official chose to call that.
Sebastian Bradley will take the draw for Hartford, and Justin Sabrin for the Minutemen just outside the Mill River zone. 1-0 Hartford early going. Second period. Powers over skates at Kahle now. Had it deflected all the way in on Turgeon, and he leaves it for Tony Russo. Bradley almost got to it, but now it is Powers sent it off. Sabrin went back to Powers, sent it across the red line. They're bumping each other at center ice. Bradley's pass intercepted by Rao. Got it out to Justin Sabrin. Got it across the red line. And back forward now is Lyle Garrity. Sent it to the Mill River zone where Kahle sends it across the red line. Garrity gets it back. Garrity had it poked away, but the Hurricanes get it into the zone near corner. Swatted in by Josh Hardy. As Russo sends it around now for Kahle. Out to Rao along the far boards. In forechecking Sebastian Bradley. It's swatted in behind Turgeon. Russo back for it. Swats it off along the far boards for Rao. Got it to Sabrin. Out to Powers now. Out to center up over the red line. He whistles it in wide of McGrath off the inboard in behind him, and back for it is Garrity. He couldn't quite clear it out as McDevitt keeps it in. Backhander save McGrath. And the rebound, LaBelle couldn't quite skate it down, and the Hurricanes clear it back down to the Mill River zone, and back for it is John Kahle. Kahle back forward behind his own cage as the Hurricanes change up. Sends it left wing side for LaBelle, still in the Mill River zone. Trying to clear it out. Hobart keeps it in at the point, swats it around. In forechecking is Parry. Parry sends it in behind Turgeon. Kahle tried to clear it out of there. In behind his own cage, poked away. Whitehorn now. Sent it to the far corner. Cook is in forechecking. Cook sending it to Nolet. Goes to the circle now. And then try to clear it out and do as Hobart sent it back into the zone. It came out of the zone. It's offside. Hartford will have the draw just outside the Mill River zone. Harlow in with LaBelle and McDevitt and Kahle and also Cam Whitehorn. Still a very even game. Shots this period 1-1. And they were 4-4 in the first, so obviously both teams have taken the same number of shots. And the score here, 1-0, would also indicate a tight match. T.J. Kendrick in on the draw for Hartford. Dave Harlow for the Minutemen. 12:15 left second period, 1-0. Hartford goes to Obar. Over the red line. Shot his own player. He hit his own player was Kendrick. And the Minutemen get it into the Hartford zone. Backboard is Obar. Chased by LaBelle. Swats it around. Up for Shaddy. But stolen away by McDevitt. Right wing circle. McDevitt to LaBelle. Left wing circle. Sent it right across the crease. As it comes off the near boards. Played by Shaddy. Intercepted by Harlow. But backboard Hobart in front of his own goaltender. Hobart on the far boards. Lost it to LaBelle. LaBelle got it out to McDevitt. Now it's stolen away by Kendrick. Gets it over the red line. It gets into the Mill River zone and back for Kahle on a nice play. Gets it up for Andy McDevitt. Andy McDevitt sends it across the red line. Hobart back for it. Dumps it back toward the Mill River line when LaBelle sends it across the red line. Hobart gets it back over the red line. Shoots it in behind Turgeon. It'll ricochet around Shaddy in forechecking. Jason Shaddy for Hartford, but the Minutemen skated out now with McDevitt up to center, up over the red line. Andy McDevitt, 2-on-1. McDevitt to the right wing circle in deep, shoots it in. McGrath makes the save. Rebound goes to the end board as the Hurricanes try to clear. And the Minutemen caught in the change here. Shaddy at center, up over the red line, overskates it. Then he fans on the pass, and it goes to Justin Saber in his own zone for the Minutemen. Out to Powers over the red line, over the Hartford line. John Powers shot deflected, bouncing puck, left wing circle, Rao with it. Rao had it knocked away. Now over forward is Dyer. As Dyer tries to clear it out of there, and it finally is deflected to Shaddy. He sends it way up into the air and bounces all the way in to the Mill River zone, and this will be icing against the Hartford Hurricanes. We'll have the draw back in the Hartford zone to the left of Ryan McGrath, the Hartford goaltender. 1-0 Hartford with 10:42 left in the second period, game one of our doubleheader. Bradley with Hardy and Aldrich in there right now. We're Hartford up front. Whitehorn and Russo at the points, and Sabrin with Rao and Powers for the Mill River Minutemen. Bradley taking the draw against Sabrin to the left of McGrath Hartford zone. And it goes to Garino, tries to swat it around. Rao in forechecking. Comes out to the left point now to Russo. Had it knocked down along the far boards. Now Rao and Russo. Bradley is over there. Finally, Russo sat on the puck.
Well, and he also had, is it Shaddy's stick underneath him? Or Bradley's stick. And he wasn't going to let him have the puck either.
Russo and Hobart back in at the points, and Parry is in, along with Cook and Nolet for the Hartford Hurricanes. Harlow in with McDevitt, LaBelle, Whitehorn and Russo. Now for the Minutemen, draw to the right of McGrath, and with it Harlow Far corner, bump by Obar in the Hartford zone. Mill River controlling. LaBelle lost it, and here come the Hurricanes. They started off left wing side, and they can't clear it out. Whitehorn kept it in. Perry couldn't quite get it out of there. And back for Caruso, swung it around, but kept in by LaBelle, bumped by Obar, far corner, Hartford zone. Puck comes loose around the boards now. Perry with it, left wing side. Perry got it out to finally Caruso. Justin Caruso at the red line, dumps it into the Mill River zone. It was came from outside the red line. And we have a penalty for... And this will be on Caruso, I believe. And the Mill River Minutemen will go on their second power play opportunity of the hockey game. They didn't cash in the first time, and Mill River on the power play. 1-0 Hartford, the goal by Nolet in the first period. 9:52 left second period. The Minutemen, I believe that's just the second penalty of the hockey game, both going against Hartford, and this is the Minutemen with their second power play opportunity, and the draw will come in the Hartford zone to the left of Ryan McGrath.
We also had an icing on the play, so they're going to take the draw back.
Yeah, it was because it came from outside the red line, right? They dumped it in. So Harlow will take the draw. Harlow, LaBelle, McDevitt, Whitehorn, and Russo on the Mill River power play here. Draw to the left of McGrath off the draw. Comes out to Whitehorn, right point. Sends it to the end board for McDevitt. McDevitt is bumped. Puck comes loose. Obar over for it for Hartford. Looks for an opening and clears it the length of the ice. Russo couldn't keep it in at the left point. His back for it will be Cam Whitehorn. Whitehorn sends it out right wing side now for LaBelle. LaBelle's pass too far for McDevitt. Goes to the Hartford zone. Back forward is Obar, and Obar dumps it back out to center. Back forward for the Minutemen is Russo. Russo to LaBelle at the Hartford line, and he steers it into the Hartford zone. Minute 27 left in the Mill River power play. McDevitt in four, checking far corner. McDevitt on a battle there with Obar. It's broken loose by Harlow in behind the cage, but the Hurricanes clear out to center. His back forward is Russo. Russo dumps it back into the Hartford zone. In behind McGrath, over forward Obar, far corner. Obar looks for an opening, knocked down. Russo manages to keep it alive to LaBelle along the near boards. LaBelle to the right wing circle. LaBelle in deep to the corner now. LaBelle along the near boards. 58 seconds left in the Mill River power play. They all sent it to the circle. Nobody there except T.J. Kendrick, and he backhands it all the way back down on Turgeon. Turgeon will leave it for Russo. Russo starts it out. 45 seconds left in the Mill River power play. Out to Rao as the Minutemen change up over the red line. Rao steers it into the Hartford zone. Knocked down. Sabrin had it for a moment. Finally knocked out to center by Colin Parker all the way back down to the Mill River zone. John Kahle back for it. 30 seconds left on the Mill River power play. Parker back at his own line. Dumped it out to center with Power. Steers it into the Hartford zone in behind McGrath. On the other side, Ahar on a battle with Rao. Sabrin tries to dig it out. Far corner, Hartford zone. 12 seconds left on the power play. It's dug out by Ahar behind his own goaltender. Had it knocked down left wing side, but finally it is cleared out by Hartford and back forward Kahle for the Minutemen. Sent it back into his own zone for Cam Whitehorn. Penalty is over. Both teams at full strength. The Minutemen could not cash in on their second power play opportunity. They didn't even get a shot on goal. Rao's pass went in behind Powers. It trickles into the Hartford zone. The Hurricanes control as they skate it out to center. As the pass comes up to Perry over the Mill River line to the far boards. Send it in behind Turgeon. Back forward Russo. Russo tried to clear it out. Kept in for a moment by Dyer. Now Shaddy to Caruso left point. Now with it is Dyer. Tries to center it for Kendrick. Bouncing puck. It was cleared out of there. Caruso keeps it alive. To Dyer. Left wing circle. Dyer sent it in front. Bouncing puck. And looking to clear it out for Mill River was Kahle. Now finally it went to Harlow to McDevitt. He steers it all the way in on McGrath. And McGrath covers up. And we got a stoppage in play. We'll have the draw to the right of the Hartford goaltender, Ryan McGrath. 1-0 Hartford with 7:06 left in the second period. Game one of our doubleheader. Mill River now 0 for 2 on the power play. They've outshot Hartford 3-2 in this period, so they have taken a one-shot edge here in the game. But unfortunately, they didn't get much going in that power play either. Bravo to take the draw with T.J. Kendrick to the right of McGrath in the Hartford zone. 1-0 Hartford. He's sent out of the circle. McDevitt in now, and also Kendrick was sent out, and Shaddy in to take the draw for Hartford. And off the draw, McDevitt controls. Bumped to top of the left wing circle, but now LaBelle down the slot. Lost it, got it back. Shot, save! McGrath, and he hangs on. LaBelle had a bid. Went down the slot, lost it, got it back, and had a great bid, but McGrath was equal to the challenge. We'll have another draw in the Hartford zone to the left of Ryan McGrath.
There probably was Mill River's best chance of the night so far, as LaBelle picked it up about 10, 12 feet out in front, had a clear shot on net.
Harlow and Kendrick on the draw to the left of Ryan McGrath. Hartford leads at 1-0. 6:57 left second period. The Hartford Hurricanes leading the Mill River Minutemen. McDevitt in with LaBelle and Harlow. Harlow out.
Harlow does not have a net guard on. I think
that's the one they were. Dave Anderson was.
He may be giving him a penalty.
Is it a?
Well, yeah, it is. It's a misconduct penalty.
He's out now. And what happens now on the equipment penalty?
If he's going to call it, I don't know if he is.
Yeah, he's going to call an equipment penalty on Harlow.
Or maybe a delay again. It's really up to him to decide which one he's going to call.
Well, before we saw Dave Anderson looking along the bench because somebody had lost the net guard or whatever they call it, and it turns out to be Harlow's, and that's where they discovered that indeed he did not have it. So
the rule states that once you come on the ice, you have to have all your equipment ready, and it's not up to the officials to remind you about that. So this is going to be a minor penalty. It'll probably be a delay of game penalty.
Well, you could call what happened? You can call a misconduct?
For the mouthpiece, you can, yes.
Which is what?
10 minutes, which does not affect team strength.
Okay. But this one does.
Yeah. This is another piece of equipment, I guess. So Harlow for delay of game.
Okay, that's what it's called academically, delay of game. At any rate, Hartford, its first power play opportunity here. And Hartford controlling, getting it over the Mill River line. The shot came in by Nolet. It went wide of Turgeon. So Hartford with its first power play opportunity. And the Minutemen managed to clear at the length of the ice. Andy McDevitt. McGrath leaves it for Obar. Hartford on its first power play opportunity as Obar starts it out left wing side. Obar got it off left wing side to Cook. His cross-ice pass intercepted by McDevitt. Taps it toward the Hartford line and got it into the zone. And backboard is Nolet for the Hartford Hurricanes. Nolet, left wing pass for T.J. Kendrick up to center, up to the red line. He dumps it in behind Turgeon. Should have been icing. It was outside the red line. Hartford on the power play. Mill River trying to get it out of their own zone is kept in by Garrity at the left point. He sent it along the near boards for T.J. Kendrick twice. Kendrick sent it to the far corner. Back out to Garrity, left point. Along the near boards. He got it for Cook. Now to Kendrick. Gets it along the near boards. Back out to Garrity. Back to Kendrick. Went by him to Cook. Back to Kendrick. Shot it right across the crease. All the way around the boards to the right point. It comes to Obar. Obar. Looking, sent it to the right wing circle. Quick shot, save, and Turgeon covers up. Shot came, I believe, from Nolet, and Kendrick and Cook were both at the doorstep. Both had opportunities. Turgeon equal with the challenge, and he covers up the puck. And we got a stoppage in play. We'll have a draw to the right of the Mill River goaltender, Mill River zone. 5:34 left second period. Hartford 1, Mill River nothing. 37 seconds left on the Hartford power play opportunity.
Pretty heads-up play, too. I think it was McDevitt that spotted that loose puck and kind of pushed it underneath Turgeon to get the face-off.
Shaddy in to take the draw with McDevitt to the right of Turgeon. Got it to Dyer out to Caruso left point. Let's fly. It goes in wide all the way around the boards over for Ahar. Then along the far boards to Perry. Now right wing circle shot saved by Turgeon as they can't clear it out. That came from Shaddy. And Caruso shoots it in and saved by Turgeon. And he hangs on. 17 seconds left in the Hartford power play. And Turgeon's been tough here in the Hartford power play opportunity.
And the Minutemen haven't had a chance to get it out of the zone here in a couple of minutes. Hartford now with 5 shots this period, and the last 3 have come with this man-up situation. So they're playing the box well. They're keeping the shots outside, but they are getting shots at John.
T.J. Kendrick in to take the draw for Hartford. Andy McDevitt for the Minutemen to the left of Turgeon. Puck loose. 12 seconds left in the Hartford power play as the Hurricanes control. Nolet sent it to Kendrick, but it's poked away, and McDevitt with it behind his own goaltender. McDevitt tried to pass it off, but Garrity keeps it in. Bouncing puck, Cook with it. Penalty over. Both teams at full strength. Hartford still buzzing around. Cook left wing circle, bouncing puck, and McDevitt manages to clear it up into the Hartford bench area and out of play.
Nice catch by Doug Heavysides.
He's a former player for Hartford.
That's right.
As a matter of fact,
Played against the Otters, too. And also played on the varsity.
And they only played a couple of years ago. He hasn't been out of high school too long.
I'm going to say it's more, probably 5 or 6,
Yeah, 5 or 6. That's not too long. Draw to the right of John Turgeon.
Sorry.
John Turgeon, the Mill River goaltender. Play back in. Caruso, left point, shoots it in. It goes wide to the end board, but Dyer over there. And Dyer lost it. Here come the Minutemen. Up the center. Skating it over the red line was Harmo. Got it to LaBelle. LaBelle goes down. Penalty coming up on Caruso. And he will be going off for tripping. And it's another Mill River power play opportunity. I believe this is Caruso. Is that it?
If it is 10, and it is. That's the second penalty of the period.
Yep, second penalty of the period. Again, just to refresh everybody's memory, I don't know whether we've said it this year, it's 3 in a period, 4 in a game, and you're out of there. Correct. And this is the second in the period for Caruso with 4:30 left in the second period. Hartford leading Mill River by a score of 1-0.
Hartford captain going over to plead the case that, in fact, LaBelle stepped on the stick, but...
Well, there was an obvious trip.
Anytime you get a guy going to the net with a puck and he goes down like that, you're going to get called, and that's just the way it is.
So the Minutemen with their third power play opportunity. We'll see if they can cash in on this one. LaBelle, McDevitt, and Harlow with Russo and Whitehorn at the points. Draw to the left of Ryan McGrath in the Hartford zone, and off the draw it is cleared all the way back down into the Mill River zone, and back forward is Tony Russo for Mill River. Russo sends it out right wing side. It's deflected. Got it out to LaBelle. Deflected right back to Russo. Skates it out to center. Sends it across the red line into the Hartford zone. Hurricanes clear it back out to center. Knocked down at center. Now with it is McDevitt. Over the line on Garrity. McDevitt has it poked away by Garrity, but McDevitt got it back centered in front. And it cleared out of there by Colin Cook out to center. Knocked back into the zone by Russo. Knocked back out. So the Minutemen control at center now. Harlow with it at the red line. Dumps it into the Hartford zone, and back forward is Ahar for Hartford. 1:15 left in the Mill River power play. Out to Cook, but kept in by Whitehorn from the near board, sent it in, and was stopped by McGrath as he left it for Garrity. Tried to clear it out, but Kahle keeps it in nicely at the left point. Sent it in behind the cage to the near corner, trying to go to McDevitt. Spoke to LaBelle. It comes along the near boards. Whitehorn back for LaBelle along the near boards. Now to Kahle, top of the slot. One time that it goes in wide. And over forward Ahar, and he clears it out to center. Kahle had it knocked down at the line, and it trickles toward the Mill River line as Parry is there on a battle now with Whitehorn. Now McDevitt comes over for it. 39 seconds left. Here comes a penalty.
That was a pretty obvious one, too.
36 seconds left on that penalty to Caruso.
Ken Whitehorn's going to get a rough.
Yeah, Whitehorn going off, so we'll be skating 4-on-4. Then in 36 seconds, Caruso will be back, and Hartford will have its second power play opportunity.
That's called, if you're going to punch a guy in the head, wait till the official looks the other way.
I can't imagine what Andrew McDevitt's trying to get accomplished there. Well, Coppingers, you got the night off tonight?
What's worse than making a referee a broadcaster? Making a goalie a broadcaster.
Yeah, what are you doing here tonight? Got the night off?
They played last night.
What's worse than being Benedict Arnold? Being Benedict Arnold, but at least getting paid for it. That's all I got. 3:05 left, second period, 1-0 Hartford. The draw in the Mill River zone. Kahle back forward. Kendrick in forechecking. Kahle sent it around, kept in nicely by Cook. The end board. Kahle again back forward. Cook in forechecking. Caught there by Rao off the dasher board. Now played by Kahle. They're still skating 4-on-4. Hartford will be on the power play in about 16 seconds now. As Mill River gets it out to center with LaBelle over the red line. Over the Hartford line, right to left. It's offside. Mill River. Rao was over the line ahead of the play. In 10 seconds, Caruso will be back, and Hartford will have a power play for 1 minute and 25 seconds. 2:39 left, second period. Only goal of the game. Hartford's Todd Nallette in the first period. Hartford leads Mill River 1-0. This is game one of our doubleheader. We'll have MSG and Rutland to follow. Off the draw, Hartford control, but stolen in the zone by LaBelle. Got it right away from Olbar. Sent it to the end board, and back forward is Colin Cook. And the penalty is over now to Hartford's Caruso came to the bench, so now Hartford's on the power play. As Millette is in there for Caruso. I don't know if you'd take the chance on Caruso playing the rest of the period because he already had 2 penalties in the period. As Cook deflects it all the way in on Turgeon, and he comes out of the cage and showers the puck. And so we have a stoppage in play. We'll have the draw in the Mill River zone to the right of the Mill River goaltender, John Turgeon.
6-4 shots on goal this period. I have Hartford with the edge, so they'll have a 2-shot edge for the game up to this point. Not a lot of direct shots on net in this game by either team.
Shaddy to take the draw for Hartford. Andy McDevitt for the Minutemen to the right of John Turgeon. Bouncing puck to the slot. Russo finds him. Clears it back down to the Hartford zone. On a chase. LaBelle beats everybody. The puck got a shot away, and McGrath actually had to make the save. Hurricanes the other way. 50 seconds left in the Hartford power play. Dyer with it. Gets it right to left over the line. Right wing circle. Dyer in deep. Dyer now got it to Shaddy. Right wing circle. Shaddy shoots it in and scores. From the right wing circle. Hartford leads it now 2-0. A power play goal by Jason Shaddy. With 1:45 left, second period. Hartford 2, Mill River nothing.
That seemed to change direction on the way in, too. I think it may have broken off his pads. Kind of a sharp angle, too. He was at pretty much the bottom of the circle when he let it go, but it does go in, so there you go. I'm not sure about the assist on that. Did he come over?
He was giving me a signal, but I couldn't quite see it. Did you see it?
Dyer. Is there a Dyer?
Yes. Dyer must have got the assist. The Shaddy on the goal.
16?
Yep. So it's 2-0. Hartford, that power play goal by Shaddy. Play back in. It's in the Hartford zone. Caruso back for it. Caruso dumps it along the far boards. Kahle almost took it away from Hardy. And it finally went to Rao, sent it in behind McGrath. In forechecking is Sabrin. Got hit by Caruso. Now Rao with it. Rao centers it for Powers and it went by him along the near boards and over for it. Aldrich clears it out to center now. Sebastian Bradley sends it off the far boards for Hardy. Gets it into the Mill River zone. Hardy sent it to the, try to send it to the slot, not to the far corner. And there is Kahle. Sebastian Bradley in forechecking. Comes out. Hobart keeps it in, though, at the point. Sends it in behind Turgeon. And it goes down near corner, and therefore it is Aldrich along the near boards now. Hartford changes up. Now Dyer with it. In the zone. Left wing circle. Poked away. Dyer lost it to Kahle. Kahle hit. And just cleared along the near boards for Shaddy. He got it back to Dyer. Now comes out to the left point for Ahar. To the right point now, it goes to Garrity. Garrity sent it to the right wing circle, and the turnaround shot deflected out to the line. Garrity grabbed it again, gets it to Dyer, but he lost it to Kahle, swats it around, took a funny bounce, and now the Minutemen control out to center. Skating it out is Tony Russo. Russo sent it off Powers all the way to the Hartford line and knocked back into the zone by Hartford. Shaddy sent it up. The one-timer by Dyer. He scores.
You see that one coming.
3-0. Hartford with 10 seconds left, second period. Luke Dyer on the goal from Shaddy. The reverse of the power play goal just a few moments ago for the Hurricanes. Before it was Shaddy from Dyer. This time, Dyer from Shaddy. And also getting an assist is Lyle Garrity. So Garrity and Shaddy on the assist. The goal, Luke Dyer. Shaddy sent it right onto the stick. Actually a one-timer by Dyer, and Hartford leads a 3-0 playback in. It's in the Hartford zone. 5 seconds left in the second period. McDevitt got it in behind McGrath. Tried to center it for Homo. Knocked away as time expires, ending the second period. We play 2 here in game 1 of our doubleheader. Hartford and Mill River. And after 2 periods of play, our score, the Hartford Hurricanes 3, Mill River nothing. And we'll be back to talk about it in our intermission between the second and third periods after this timeout. The referee here wouldn't have noticed that. Blanchard is in the goal off to our right now. The Mill River the goaltender. His play back in. It's in the Hartford zone. Just underway third period. The Hartford Hurricanes lead the Minutemen by a score of 3-0. LaBelle buzzing around near corner. Bump by Obar. LaBelle gets it back. Had it poked away. LaBelle to McDevitt down the slot. Poke it out. Save McGrath, and they blow the whistle. And we have a stoppage in play.
It was still loose, but the official had lost sight of the puck, and it looked as though McGrath had covered it up.
So we'll have the draw to the right of the Hartford goaltender. So the Minutemen have some work to do. Harlow, McDevitt, LaBelle, and Whitehorn and Russo. The alignment here, the start of the third period. The draw to the right of McGrath off the draw. Comes all the way out to center. Back for Whitehorn, his own side of the red line. And then knocked down by Shaddy, but gets it back. Whitehorn has it poked at the blue line, poked away. But it's in the Hartford zone. They get it out to center, though, the Hurricanes. And Dyer over skates. Just Harlow had it, but Dyer gets it back. Then bumped by LaBelle. Puck loose along the near boards near the Mill River line. And digging it out there is Russo. Sends it into the Hartford zone where Caruso pokes it out to center. And back for it now, his own zone is Shaddy. Poked away by McDevitt into the zone, but not back out to center. Shaddy over the red line and lost his stick and went way up into the air as he collided with Whitehorn. Now bringing it back the other way for the Minutemen is Russo. Backhands it all the way in on McGrath from the blue line. Yeah, and McGrath drops it in behind his own cage, and it's finally cleared out to center by the Hurricanes. Back forward Russo. Russo dumps it back into the Hartford zone. Goes back out to center. Goes back into the Hartford zone, and back forward is Lyle Garrity. Garrity got it to Hardy. Hardy skates it right to left as he goes down at the top of the slot. And back forward Sabrin behind Brock Blanchard, the new Mill River goaltender. And the Minutemen managed to clear it all the way back down to the Hartford zone. Puck on edge. Back forward Garrity. No icing. Chased by Rao. Garrity sent it to the near boards. In for checking Sabrin. Sent it right across the crease, and back forward is Ahar. Ahar got it on left wing side as the Hurricanes get it out to center. Rao pokes it away. Chasing it down is Hardy, and he shoots it in wide from the top of the slot. And Sebastian Bradley sent it in behind the cage for Aldrich. Poked away along the far boards now. John Kahle got it out to center. And there is Chris Ahar. Sent it back into the zone. Powers got it back out to center. And now the Hurricanes are control as the Minutemen change up. As with it is Lyle Garrity. Dumps it all the way in wide to Blanchard off the end board. Played by Russo, and he clears it out to center for McDevitt over the red line. Pokes it into the Hartford zone. Obar back for it for the Hurricanes. Swats it around the boards behind his own goaltender along the near boards. Up to center it comes. As controlling was Nolette. Nolette along his own line right to left. Gets it up to Perry over the red line. Perry by Kahle in the Mill River zone. Bumped by Whitehorn now. Far corner. Perry and Whitehorn on a battle. Coming over now is Nolette. He's in for checking. Kahle is over there. Puck comes loose. Harlow skates out for the Minutemen. Pass too far for LaBelle. All the way back down to the Hartford zone. This is icing against the Minutemen.
12:07 left to go in the third period with Hartford with a 3-0 lead here. Mill River's taken 2 shots on goal. Hartford has yet to test Brock Blanchard down the other end.
Harlow, Whitehorn, Russo, LaBelle, and McDevitt, Shaddy, Dyer, Kendrick, and also in there Lyle Garrity for Hartford. As off the draw goes in behind Blanchard, and Kendrick has it bid right in front, and Blanchard makes the save and hangs on.
Save too. That was
point blank range. Garino's the other player on there, the other defenseman, Garino and Garrity for Hartford. Brock Blanchard, equal to the challenge, his first test of this period as he came in at the beginning of the third period. 3-0 Hartford, 12:04 left in the game. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Play back in along the far boards. McDevitt now skates it out to center for the Minutemen over the red line. And he gets it right by Garino. He's in deep far corner. Bumped by Shaddy far corner. As now the Hurricanes bring it back the other way. TJ Kendrick out to center. Kendrick to the red line. Dumps it into the Mill River zone near corner and back forward Russo. Russo in behind Blanchard. Swats it around. Kendrick in for checking. Kendrick sends it to Dyer. Dyer to Shaddy in behind Brock Blanchard. He's bumped. Puck comes loose, going down as Harlow as he was knocked down. Swatted it to the end board. Shaddy and Harlow both go down, and it's cleared all the way back down by the Minutemen into the Hartford zone, length of the ice, and this will be icing. I believe the other one, I believe that was Whitehorn from his knees that cleared it out. Draw in the Mill River zone to the left of Brock Blanchard as Powers in with Saber and Rao, Kahle, and Russo. Obar and Caruso are the the points for Hartford as the draw comes to the left of Blanchard. Sebastian Bradley will take the draw with Justin Sabrin. Bradley is in with Josh Hardy and also Derek Aldrich.
I think we've got another penalty.
As Kahle will be going off, Hartford will be going on the power play. One of their 3 goals on the power play.
I'm not sure what this one is going to be.
As now Hartford changes up. Olbar is in, Kendrick, Ouellette.
You'll have to listen for the call here.
Call it,
no clue what that was. They were all lined up for a face-off, and he went off, and it's a minor. I don't know.
Lyle Garrity.
Maybe Wendell's not going to tell it. There you go. Listen now.
It's a delay of game, I think.
Wow.
Play back in, Hartford on the power play. 3-0 Hartford, 11:15 left in the hockey game, and Hartford on that power play. Russo behind his own goaltender, swats it around, but Cook keeps it in. Cook sent it behind Kendrick. Ouellette in close, sticked away by Brock Blanchard as the Minutemen try to get it out of their own zone. Harlow manages to clear it out to center. It's deflected right to McDevitt over the red line, over the Hartford line. McDevitt had it poked away. It goes to LaBelle, back to McDevitt, down the slot. He's cleared out of there as the Hurricanes clear it out to center, and back forward is LaBelle. Back toward his own line. Keith LaBelle over the red line and dumps it in to the Hartford zone. McGrath swats it toward the far corner, deflected it for T.J. Kendrick. A minute 19 left on the Hartford power play as Kendrick gets over the red line, over the Mill River line, in deep, along the near boards now, T.J. Kendrick. T.J. Kendrick sent it now for Ouellette at the end board. Back to Kendrick, quick shot, he scores! Kendrick right in front, beat Brock Blanchard. It's another Hartford power play goal, their second of a hockey game, and it is now Hartford 4, Mill River nothing, with 10:24 left in the hockey game.
Nice play, give and go, and he took the wide spot.
Ouellette on the assist, T.J. Kendrick on the goal. 4 different Hartford Hurricanes have scored, and their second power play, Ouellette, Kendrick, Shaddy, and Dyer have all scored for the Hartford Hurricanes. 4-0 Hartford, 10:24 left in the hockey game. Play back in. Back forward is Ahar. Sent it toward the Mill River line, but they sent it back into the Hartford zone, and back forward is Garrity behind his own goaltender for the Hurricanes. And his pass stopped in the zone for a moment by Rao, but now Hartford controls. Sebastian Bradley sent it to the Mill River line where Russo has it. And then he lost it to Bradley. Bradley sends it for Aldrich. Gets it over the line into the Mill River zone. Bumped as it goes to the far corner. Russo is hit. Whitehorn comes over. They're pinching up along the end board. Whitehorn now behind his own goaltender for the Minutemen. Cam Whitehorn changes direction as his pass was deflected. Pass deflected, but it goes to Powers along the far boards. Tries to clear it out. Kept in by Ahar. Bouncing puck along the far boards. Minutemen try to clear and finally do it. Came right in front, and they managed to clear it out to center, Tony Russo. It trickles back toward the Hartford line where Garrity sends it up left wing side. Over the line now as Hardy shoots it in, and it goes to the end board. Hardy lays the puck off the end board. Couldn't quite get to it. Bradley was in there, and here come the Minutemen the other way. Out to center is Harlow over the red line. Harlow had it poked away at the red line as the Hurricanes control Hardy over the line. Hardy ridden off the puck left wing circle. And here come the Minutemen the other way with Andy McDevitt. Andy McDevitt trickles it into the Hartford zone, back forward Olbar. McDevitt got it back. In front, backhander, save! McGrath, a beauty, and he hangs on.
We got a penalty coming up for slashing. It's going to be on one of the Hartford players.
McDevitt had a bid. He took it right to left, right in front of Brian McGrath, and he was equal to the challenge, and the penalty is on
Josh Olbar.
It was on Olbar. Slashing. Did they call it slashing? Yeah. So the Minutemen go on the power play again. They haven't been able to cash in.
McDevitt never gave up on that puck either. He lost it twice and kept coming, got it back, and got a pretty good shot off before he was slashed, or as he was slashed perhaps.
So the Minutemen go on the power play. It's 4-0. Ryan McGrath pitching a shutout to this point. The crowd's really picked up here now in anticipation of Game 2. And SJ and Rutland to follow. We'll have about a 20-minute intermission between games. We'll have a 7th Player Award winner, the unsung hero for Mill River at the end of the game, and also a J.P. Carrera & Sons MVP at the end of the game. The 7th Player Award winner will get the cap from H.A. Eddy Energy Fast Break on Woodstock.
You can eavesdrop here when Dave Anderson's talking to Joy Flower. I know what this is about. Can't hear him.
And
the goaltender said something to Dave Anderson. Maybe they've called a timeout.
We do have a timeout.
Oh, I don't know that. I said maybe they did.
Well, the guy wouldn't be coming out of the penalty box. Would he?
No, not generally. Yeah, Wendell's looking at his watch, so either he's waiting for a date or he's keeping track of the timeout. Sorry. That's the strangest timeout, though.
Well, we've got a referee in here tonight for this one. And another one.
Brian Child
here. Members of that state championship Rutland High team from 95. Their banner right out there.
Did you see the 4 new banners down here?
Yeah, I saw them putting it up.
But now we have a referee out here that says, geez, I don't know what they're calling. That makes me feel better when I say it.
Well, nobody's announced anything. There was no signal.
No, I don't mean right now. I'm talking about some of the other stuff.
What's the timeout for?
There's a guy going off. I'm not sure what that's for. That makes me feel a lot better.
Apparently that was a timeout. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a timeout.
Oh, Mr. Jakewood.
And Obar.
Was that a timeout? Oh, the goaltender did not have a mouth guard, so I see what happened here. See? There's no signal for that. So with 8:59 left,
Play back. Yeah, there's no
that's not right.
Oh, Obar is still off for slash. Another 55 left in the Mill River power play.
Jakewood just told me the goaltender was called without a mouthpiece. So I'm not sure what that was. That should have been a misconduct.
And he's still in there, though.
I don't know. Maybe Gary didn't get the right story. I think somebody called timeout.
We did establish it was a timeout. We haven't played in about 2 minutes, but play back in. Now, Shaddy is on zone for Hartford. Clears it all the way back down to the Mill River zone as the Minutemen are on the power play. 8:40 left in the game. Hartford leads at 4-0. This is game 1 of our doubleheader. The pass came out from Russo to LaBelle. It was deflected back to Russo. Pass too far from McDevitt all the way to the Hartford zone. Back for Garrity on a chase with McDevitt. McDevitt beat him to the puck. Got it to Harlow. Harlow to the far corner. Avoids Garrity. Garrity poked it away. But here now going to get McDevitt. And now this will even things off. That's a roughing call for Dave Harlow. And so as the Minutemen try to come back in this one, now we'll be skating 4-on-4. And then in the minute 23 when Obar is back, Hartford will be going on the power play.
Now here's my question. When do you consider it a power play opportunity? Was that an 0 for 1 on the power play, or did they have enough time?
I don't know. What do you?
Well, technically,
I
1 second is considered a power play.
Yeah, I say they're all opportunities, regardless of how long they are.
They were 0 for 1.
Well, what are they on the night? They're 0 for 3 or 4, I think. Draw just outside the Hartford zone. We're skating 4-on-4. 8:20 left in the game. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Hartford has a 4-0 lead. Hurricanes controlling Shaddy over the Mill River line. Let's fly, and the save by Blanchard. Deflected to the end board as McDevitt and Shaddy are battling along the far board. So is Russo. Hartford in forward checking. Puck came up into the air. Shaddy controlling. Bumped by Russo. Gets it out to the left point to Caruso, and he fires in, deflected, and went off the glove of Blanchard, then hit the post. Went to the end board. Now T.J. Kendrick getting it from Shaddy. And it back to Shaddy. Fires in. It goes around the boards to Caruso along the far boards. Caruso, top of the left wing circle. Whistles it in. Saved by Blanchard. Back at the left wing circle. And now back forward is Whitehorn. Got it out to LaBelle. LaBelle got it out to center. Now T.J. Kendrick with it for the Hurricanes to the blue line. Fires in. Gloved by Blanchard. And he leaves it for Tony Russo. Russo starts it off left wing side pass. Goes too far for LaBelle out to center. And back forward is Ahart for the Hartford Hurricanes. Less than a minute left on the Harlow penalty. 19 seconds left on the Obar penalty for Hartford. It's in the Mill River zone as it's sent in front, and the shot by Parry goes over the cage. That was sent in front by Dyer. Dyer in behind Blanchard. They're poking at it. Luke Dyer with it now, near corner. Luke Dyer along the near boards. Poked away by Whitehorn. Goes to the end board. McDevitt with it. McDevitt Starts it out right wing side and manages to swat it out to center.
Hartford power play.
Yeah, there's the penalty is over to Olbar. 25 seconds on that left on that penalty to Harlow.
He's got McDevitt for tripping.
And now it's going to be a two-man advantage for Hartford as McDevitt goes off for tripping. So it'll be a for 23 seconds, Hartford will have a two-man advantage, and then Harlow will be back in 23 seconds. It'll be a one-man advantage for Hartford. Hartford already has 2 power play goals in this game, leading at 4-0 with 6:43 left in the game.
And the shot total is increasing, as you might imagine, with a lot of the man-up situation. 6 shots for Hartford this period, 4 for Mill River. And Hartford beginning to pull away. Now I'm not sure what the discussion is here. They've taken one of the penalties off or were they back at even strength?
Oh, because there was still 10 seconds left in the hour.
They must have...
No, not 10. 23 seconds. 23 seconds left. Or did they correct it?
I have no clue. I'm just doing the color.
So that's your job. And the referee said no clue. That's another one. Keep that in mind.
Well, I'm not keeping track of the time. I don't know. That's not my job. That's Wendell's job.
There was 23 seconds left in that Harlow
penalty. Put the earphones on. It said do color. You didn't say keep track of the time.
Yeah, but we thought you'd be able to get some kind of insight on the calls, but I get none.
Well, I could see why
the guy that was rated number 2 in the state last year.
I could see why you were confused. There was no signal on that delay there. I don't know what that was.
I tell you, all this time I thought it was me. Now I know it's the referees.
Basically.
I have no idea what they're talking about. See, now it's up to 21. See,
what do you want, 23?
I want 23.
Let's hold the sign up.
6:42 left in the game. 4-0 Hartford. Hartford will have a 2-man advantage here for 23 seconds, but they got 21 on the board. What's a couple of seconds?
Well, friends.
The draw to the right of Blanchard in the Mill River zone. Jay Kendrick with LaBelle, and it's swatted to the end board. It was swatted there by Colin Cook. Comes out to the right point. Olbar can't keep it at the point. 15 seconds left on that Harlow penalty. As Garrity sent it ahead, and Hartford gets it into the zone. It was T.J. Kendrick who sent it near side to Cook near corner. 2-man advantage for Hartford. 4 more seconds left in the Harlow penalty. Olbar top of the slot, whistles it in, it goes wide. Harlow's back, a 1-man advantage. A minute 35 left in the penalty to Andy McDevitt. So Hartford still in the power play. Olbar along the line. Olbar is bumped. The referee up here would have called checking from behind.
Well, it sure looked like that.
It is Nolet near corner. He's ridden off the puck by Russo as he tried to clear it out, but kept in by Hartford along the near boards. T.J. Kendrick with it, right wing circle. And his pass deflected by Russo, and LaBelle clears it out to center, and backboard is Josh Olbar. So on side of the red line. 5:48 left in the game. 4-0 Hartford. A minute 5 left in the Hartford power play. Kendrick to Nolet, top of the slot, and it's cleared out by the Minutemen out to center and knocked back into the zone by Lyle Garrity. And for it is Tony Russo now as he starts it out right wing side and clears it out to center. Hartford on the change. Russo now at his own line for Hartford. Sends it across the red line to Perry over the Mill River line. Perry to the right wing circle. Perry in deep on Whitehorn. Tries to center it. Clear it out of there by Harlow on a nice play. Out to the right point, Ahar. To the corner to Perry. Now to Dyer. Lost it at the circle. And then tried to clear. Kept in by Ahar. To the far corner now. Perry with it. Perry along the near boards. Now controlling is Dyer, right to left, and it's poked away. And trying to get it out of there was Harlow, kept in by Shaddy. Shaddy is bumped by LaBelle, getting in behind Blanchard. 12 seconds left on the Hartford power play. Now Whitehorn with it. Whitehorn looking and clears it out to center. As a backboard for the Hurricanes is Ahar. And McDevitt's penalty is over. Both teams at full strength now as the puck at the Mill River line. Finally, the Hurricanes get it into the zone. This is offside Hartford. 4:38 left in the game. Hartford with a 4-0 lead. We'll have a 20-minute delay between games. We'll be back for MSG and Loveland. Game 2 of our doubleheader. We'll have a 7th player award winner for the Mill River Minutemen and the J.P. Curran Sons MVP at the end of the game.
Jeff Perry's going off a roughing for Hartford, so Mill River will get their 5th power play opportunity. And now we do have a timeout. This one was pretty clear. That's timeout, Mill River.
All right, we have a timeout. Let's take this 30-second break. Weekend, Friday and Saturday for the Barry Van Gerben Rutland High Holiday Hockey Tournament. see Mill River and MSJ. The matchups, though, Rutland and Hartford in Game 1 on Friday, and then the second game will be Mill River and MSJ. The draw just outside the Mill River line. It goes into the Mill River zone. Russo gets it out to McDevitt over the red line. McDevitt over the Hartford line, right to left. Dumps it for LaBelle. LaBelle overskates it at the circle. He's taken down by Shaddy. The Minutemen on another power play opportunity. McGrath knocks it away. LaBelle poking at it. Bouncing puck. McDevitt couldn't quite chase it down. It's cleared back down into the Mill River zone. And backboard is Tony Russo. 4:12 left in the game. 1:35 left on the Mill River power play. 4-0 Hartford. As the puck comes out left wing side to LaBelle, poked away at his own line by Kendrick. LaBelle gets it across the red line for McDevitt. McDevitt is bumped. Puck comes loose. LaBelle looking for it. LaBelle skates it over the Hartford line. LaBelle ridden off the puck by Kendrick as it's kicked away by Harlow. Now it comes to Whitehorn along the near boards. Whitehorn on a collision there. Now LaBelle with it. LaBelle in on McGrath. Fires and scores! Keith LaBelle on a power play. He took it left to right. It's 4-1 Hartford. 3:41 left in the hockey game, and Mill River finally cashes in on a power play opportunity.
It'll be Keith LaBelle. I'm not sure if anybody else. Whitehorn may get an assist on that. But they didn't give up on the puck and just kept digging inside. So on their fifth shot of the period, they finally beat McGrath, and it's 4-1. You'll have to listen apparently for the assist because they're not going to come over. Did you get that? No. Okay. The acoustics in here are terrible. Well, we'll redesign the building.
Garrity pulls it for Parry into the Mill River zone. Shot deflected by Russo at the circle. And Russo gets it back at the end board. Tried to clear it, kept in at the left point by Ahar. Ahar had it knocked down, got it back, and from the line shoots it in. Blanchard deflects it near corner. Nolette now for Parry. Parry goes down. Nolette grabs it again. Nolette lost it to John Kahle in behind his own goaltender for the Minutemen. And Kahle on a battle there with Cook, and now Kahle starts it out right wing side for the Minutemen. Pass is intercepted at center by Parry. He dumps it into the Mill River zone. 2:57 left in the game. 4-1 Hartford. Kahle back behind his own cage. Starts it off left wing side. Sends it off the far boards out to center for Powers. Deflected off him back into the Mill River zone. Chops it back out and then knocked back into the zone. Try to chop it back out, and it did come out finally. And the Minutemen finally get into the Hartford zone, and this will be icing against Mill River.
2:39 left to go in the game. 4-1 Hartford. I think it was LaBelle from Whitehorn. We're going to have to wait till after, unless you can ask down below. 2:39 left in the game. 4-1 Hartford here. Game 1 of our doubleheader. The draw to the right of Brock Blanchard in the Minutemen zone. Harlow had it knocked down. Shaddy chops at it. Comes to the near corner for Dyer. Dyer along the near boards for the Hartford Hurricanes. Back to Shaddy near corner. It's poked away, but Dyer with it. Sent it in front. Deflected. Shaddy couldn't chase it down. Caruso had it knocked down, and now skating out to center McDevitt. 3-on-1. McDevitt over the Hartford line. McDevitt to the right wing circle. Cuts it in and doesn't get the shot away. Got it back, though, at the end board. McDevitt lost the puck finally as the Hurricanes try to clear out and finally do get it out to center and knock it toward the Mill River line as Kendrick goes down. Over is Dyer, and Dyer had it knocked down at center by LaBelle, but Dyer with it and gets it over the line. Right to left in the left wing circle. Dyer now drops it for Shaddy. Gets off a weak shot. It would have gone wide. Stick to the end board by Blanchard as the Minutemen try to clear out and are unable to do so. Bradley had it, but Kahle finds it and clears it out all the way back down in the Hartford zone. And backboard is Justin Caruso. 1:37 left in the game. 4-1 Hartford. LaBelle getting the Mill River goal. Justin Saber it in. Overskated it in the Hartford zone. Now Rao looking for it. He's bumped. And now Saberin and Hardy on a battle. Still in the Hartford zone. Hurricanes finally do clear it out as they get it out to center. And Russo swatted the puck away from Hardy near the red line. Trickles into the Hartford zone. And Bradley is sent it out to center. And it's dumped in by Aldrich into the Mill River zone behind Blanchard, and backboard is Russo. Russo's pass knocked down in the zone, and it finally bounces out the route. Got it out to center, knocked back in by Hartford, and backboard John Kahle.
56 seconds left in the hockey game now. Kahle sends it along the near side, kept in at the right point by Garrity. And it's the Shaddy in behind Blanchard. Shaddy goes down along with Russo. Now over far corner is Aldridge, but Kahle finds it and digs it out for Justin Sabrin. Sabrin's pass doesn't quite connect with Rao, knocked back into the Minutemen zone with it Russo. Russo dumps it into the Hurricane zone, and back forward is Lyle Garrity. Garrity sends it off the far boards now for Cook, skates it down. Cook is checked, and back forward LaBelle. 24 seconds left in the hockey game. LaBelle out to center for the Minutemen, over the red line, over the Hartford line. Keith LaBelle to the right wing circle. LaBelle ridden off the puck, Powers with it now on the far boards. 12 seconds left in the hockey game. The backhander deflected off LaBelle, now Harlow near corner. 7 seconds left. Harlow and LaBelle in forechecking. Over comes McDevitt. 2 seconds left. One. Puck loose, and that's the hockey game. And game one is over of our doubleheader. Hartford has won it by a score of 4-1. That's your final. Hartford 4, Mill River 1. We'll wrap it up after this timeout.